Hello YouTube, Fuzzfinger here and welcome to what is potentially going to be a brand new series. So this is Destiny 2 and this is the first video I've ever made on Destiny 2 and this is the full game. It's the 6th of September 2017, which was the release date for Destiny 2, so this is not the beta or anything of that nature. So if you want to see this turn into a full series after today's episode, then please do hit the like button and let me know in the comment section. And if we get some decent amount of interest in this, then I'll certainly carry on with it. So I will be honest, I'm not an expert on Destiny. I did play the original game for a few hours, but I've never even touched Destiny 2, and I avoided the beta on purpose so that I didn't get any spoilers. So I will be learning this a lot as I go myself, but if we do turn this into a full series, then I'll certainly intend to do as much as possible within the game. Those of you that have followed my last Final Fantasy XII walkthrough will know that I do try and dedicate as much as possible to the games that I play on the channel. So I hope you enjoy watching, and we're going to begin today by going through the character creation, the opening cutscenes, and having our very first introduction to the opening mission. So stay tuned, and let's get on with today's first episode of Destiny 2. Let's get started. So in Destiny 2 you have three classes, the Titan, the Hunter and the Warlock, and unfortunately the game doesn't give you a whole lot of information on each one when you first initially come to select which class you want to play, and that's fine if you're a Destiny veteran, but if not, if you're more like me, then you'll probably need to go and do a little bit more research online to have a guess at which class you really are going to want to get into. You may also, after a few hours, want to swap classes and try something else, so don't plan on getting too dedicated to your initial starting choice, although I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be happy to play with the Warlock. So just as a brief overview, the Titan is your main tanky class, so obviously it wears the heaviest armour, as you can even see from the avatar that's on show there, and it basically is the class you're going to want to play if you really want to get into the thick of it and just run up and smash your enemies into oblivion. The Hunter is on the opposite end of the spectrum. It's your agile class. For those that have played other MMOs such as World of Warcraft, I guess you could say this is kind of a cross between the Rogue and the Demon Hunter. It is the class that's going to require the most stealth, the most, attacking from behind, if you like, keeping from a distance. And it's also going to require some mobility skill, since you're going to be jumping all over the place. You can perform combos from the air, etc, etc. So if that sounds like the kind of class for you, then obviously that will be the Hunter. And the Warlock is not only the spellcaster of the three classes, but it's also the sort of what I would call the middle ground between the Hunter and the Titan. Yes, you're generally going to want to keep at distance. You're not going to want to be tanking as the Titan would. And many would say it's got the lightest armour of the three classes, but it's actually more middle ground because there are ways to increase your armour, especially later on. And you can actually become quite tanky as well. So the Warlock is what I'm going to be choosing, but initially you are just going to want to make sure that, a little bit like the Hunter, you try and take out your enemies before they reach you into melee range. And fortunately it gives you the abilities to do just that. So this is the character creation screen, and it's fairly typical. You get to select your gender and your race, along with your facial features, your skin, lip and eye colours, same for the hair, and then for your tattoos. So if we go to race gender here, we're going to be male, and we can select our race. You've got your standard human race, you've got your awoken race, which is given in this description here. You are awoken, marked by your cosmos. Your ancestors took shelter in deep space and it changed them forever. And then you have Exo. You are an Exo, a self-aware war machine built for a long-forgotten struggle. And I'll just show you the different models as examples as to what you can create with these. There's your female human. There's your male awoken. Your female awoken. And then you have your machine Exo, male and female. So obviously pick what you want to pick. I think we're going to be going for the awoken race. And then we can head down to face and start adjusting our features. And you have different bog standard faces that you can begin to work on. So we're just going to go for the second one here. And then you can select your skin colour. Pretty standard stuff again. I think we're going to once again go for the second one. since I think it balances the colour nice with the race. And then lip colour, you can go for something quite contrasty, such as this green, or whatever it is you want to choose. I think we'll go for, yeah, I think we'll go for this one. On second thoughts, we'll go for this one. It seems to fit in more nicely with the skin colour that we've chosen, doesn't it? And then eye colour as well. And at the moment, it's something that is quite bland, so let's have something that's a little bit brighter perhaps. And then we can go to our hair. And I don't want to spend too long on character creation because I don't want to lose my audience right on this very first episode. So to show some of the different hairstyles. So you can either go for something that looks a little bit more normal, or a little bit more alien, or a little bit more silly. I guess everyone will have different definitions of what those words mean. So I think we'll just go for... Can we turn the model around? I don't think we can, unfortunately, so I can't see behind. Maybe there is a way. I'm pressing all the buttons here, but nothing's happening. So I think we can only see from the front. So based on that, I think we'll go for this one here. And for the colour, mustn't forget the good old traditional hair colour. I want to go for a nice contrast with the alien look of the race, but not overly silly, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I think we'll go for the purpley blue hue hair. And then for our markings, we can go for something that looks a bit like war paint, or something a little bit less conspicuous. I think that'll do good. And we'll just keep that colour as well. So there we have the character creation. Obviously you can spend as much or as little time as that as you want. Personally, I've never been too fussed about what my characters even look like. So I think I've put subtitles on as well, since that's always a request I get on every new series, and hopefully I've remembered to do so from the start. And I'll try and be quiet during the cutscenes. So I'll see you again on the other side.
Cora, if you tell me this is a practical joke, well, it kills me to say it, but I would be really impressed.
Impressing you, Cade, is the easiest thing I'll do all day.
Let's get serious, people.
Zavala, this is my serious face. Can't you tell?
Ikora, what have you got?
Someone or something has sabotaged the Skyline defense systems.
And comms have been spotty for the last few hours. Every sensor beyond the wall has gone dark.
Maybe it's just the storm. Maybe it's... What do the set feeds tell us?
Nothing.
Well, that's good, right?
No. I mean, they're not there. There are no satellites.
And that's not good.
Battle stations! Everyone with me, now!
Hang on!
Okay, so pretty epic cutscene as you'd expect from this game. And there's various game modes as well available, which we'll talk about in a moment. But we do just have to get through this loading screen. I think there is another cutscene coming up, so I'll get ready to shut up again.
Repeat, tower approach. This is City Hawk 723. Anyone home? No response on any channels. Even the emergency frequencies. What is going on back there? Remember when I told you that you fly too fast? Forget I said that. Fly fast.
Okay, so we're going to get thrust into the first mission at this particular point, and I think I'm going to nickname my character the Purple Geezer, or the Purple Geese, since he's going to stand out like a sore thumb in a crowd, isn't he? Right, so this game has got several game modes. Now, even though it's hailed as a kind of MMO, and it does have a lot of MMO elements, it doesn't have a subscription fee, especially, of course, if you're playing on the PC. That's important to know. I'm not sure how it works exactly on Xbox, but if you're playing on PS4, then you will have to have a subscription to the PlayStation Network, whatever it is that's called, for some of the elements that are available in this game, but not all of them. You can play through the single-player missions without having any kind of subscription to the PS Network, and I'm assuming the same is true on Xbox as well, but as I say, I haven't checked that, so I can't confirm. That said, most people would say that the bulk of this game is based around the online elements, so you will probably not want to get this game if you can't have access to those. And there are multiple game modes, as I alluded to a moment ago. Obviously, as you can see here, you've got your standard single-player missions, but you do also have your online hubs. You do have PvP. There is a PvP element in this game, for those that are interested in that. And there's also group cooperative content as well, so you can go on missions together, you know, in terms of like dungeons, and they even have raids as well in this game, although not in the traditional 40-player or 25-player raids. They're a little bit smaller than those, but obviously they do involve multiple players, and you get to come together and try and take down some tough foes that you could not manage by yourself. So we thrust immediately into the action here, and there's not a whole lot in terms of initial tutorial. So each class is going to start with the gun that you can see I'm holding here, and even though I'm a warlock, yes, we can still use guns, but we'll also start with an initial ability that's unique to the class as well. In our case, as a warlock, we get this Void Walker, which is the warlock subclass we're starting with, and if we go into details here, we can see that we start off with this ability here, Vortex Grenade, a grenade that creates a vortex that continually damages enemies trapped inside, and that's bound to our L1 ability. So pretty visually stunning, and obviously ties right into this kind of class where we were going to want to stay at range. And our ability that's linked to our subclass, whatever it is for your specific class, is going to be on a recharge timer. You can see down the bottom left of the screen that it's now recharging, and as soon as it's recharged we can cast it again. But there we go, guys. We've had a bit of a brief introduction to the game. We've gone through the character creation, we've gone through the opening cutscenes, and we've been thrust already into our first mission, which we're going to be looking at more in depth beginning in the next episode. So thanks for stopping by today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this initial and brief look at the start of Destiny 2. And as I said earlier, if you want to see this develop into a more full series, then please do support me by hitting the like button, and if I can see we're going to garner enough interest, then I'll definitely keep this going. But if not, then absolutely fine, you know, I'll just play this game by myself, but I won't bother spending the time it takes to record, edit, upload, etc. No point doing that if you guys aren't interested, so that's entirely in your court. But thanks for stopping by today, and I'll see you soon, perhaps for more Destiny 2. Cheers all, goodbye.